Hello and welcome to this week's newsletter at a very snowy Gorleston Golf Club. The Beast from the East Mark II has arrived. Okay, maybe not quite as snowy as the Beast from the East was, but you can still see plenty of snow and snowdrifts around the clubhouse where that easterly breeze has blown the snow all the way up to the clubhouse there. Look, you can see the buggies are well and truly snowed in. I'm outside the front of the shop. A few people over there sledging. I've been over there with Ethan, he's loved it, it's great fun to be honest. Today, not so nice yesterday, it's better today because the east breeze has cooled down. But there we go, the golf course is out there looking fabulous in all the snow. Can't wait to get out there and play. Please let it be soon. So, on to tour news now, back in the nice and warm in my studio. Away from all that horrible snow. So we'll go on to the world's tours now, and we'll go to the PGA Tour where Brooks Koepka won again. First time in a couple of years. He's had all sorts of injury problems over the last couple of years. But he came back to one. He won the Phoenix Waste Management over in Arizona. A fantastic last 6 holes. I think he played the last 6 holes in 5 under, including a chip in for an eagle 2 on 17. Which made him won it by one shot from Xander Schauffele. Xander Schauffele, another bit of a nearly man, really. He hasn't won for 2 years now. Keeps finishing second. Not quite living up to his talent. But yeah, Brooks Koepka, we know he's a winner. And he won again. It was great to see Jordan Spieth up there. Jordan Spieth tied for the lead going into the last round. Jordan Spieth, first time he's been up there for absolutely forever, to be honest. He hasn't won since he won the Open in 2017, and he's not even had a top 10 finish, I don't think, since the Open in 2018. So he's really fallen off the cliff face, Jordan Spieth, really struggled with his game. But he was tied for the lead with Xander Schauffele going into the last round. Didn't quite get the job done. Like I say, Brooks Koepka won. But it was great to see Jordan Spieth back to form. Again, as he does, hitting it all over the place, but holding loads of putts from everywhere. The putts didn't quite drop for him on the last day, but he had a top 10 finish, so it's great to see Jordan Spieth back to form. Over in Saudi Arabia, they played a tournament out there where Dustin Johnson won for the second time in 3 years at that event. He played fantastic golf, and there was a league miles in front of the rest of the field. I can't remember. Oh, Justin Rose came second. Bit of return to form for him, but Dustin Johnson won by, oh my word, 3 shots I think, and won it in third gear. I would say he wasn't anywhere near his top game, but he still won. He's so very good. Right, there's also much discussion about the great distance debate going on at the moment. Rory Mcilroy had a lot to say in the news over the last few days. His beliefs was that why should we change the game for the 0.1% of the guys that hit it absolute miles, basically the tour professionals. He's saying 99.9% of the golfers, still struggle with the game. It's ridiculously difficult, and we still don't hit it far enough. Yes, the best players in the world hit it absolutely miles, but Rory Mcilroy is saying that the rest of us don't really bother with that. So he's saying why change the game just for that 0.01% of people that do actually find hit the golf ball a long way. Debate about the distance. Are the best players in the world hitting it too far? The best players in the world have always hit it way longer than the rest of us. They have always been fabulous strikers of the golf ball. That's why they're the best players in the world. Jack Nicklaus, when he first came on tour all those many years ago, used to bomb the ball further than anybody. So it's always been a big issue. I've read stuff where they changed from the gutter percher feather golf ball to the more rubbery type golf ball, and that was massive news 100 years ago that the golf ball's going too far. And here today we are still having this big debate whether the golf ball goes too far. Now, I'm not sure where I sit in the grand scheme of things, to be honest. I kind of sit on the fence a little bit. But the whole great thing about golf is that we play the same balls, we play the same clubs, we play on the same golf courses that the best players in the world play. That has to be a great thing. We can't just turn up at Wembley and pay 50 quid, 100 quid, 200 quid to go and play on Wembley, can we? No. Or we can't just pay 200 quid and go play Lords, but we can go pay our £200 and we can go play at St Andrews, the old course. We can go play at Wentworth. We can even play Augusta if we're lucky enough to get invited. We can play all these top golf courses as the best pros in the world. So that's one of the attractions of the game. But the other side of the argument is that the golf ball, they are hitting the golf ball so far these days, and the golf courses just aren't big enough. They're now hitting these balls, 350 yards off the tee with wedges in their hands to par fours that in mind, you know, back in when I was a kid, 470-yard par fours were ridiculously long, driver 3-wood. Now just driver in a wedge. They are hitting the ball so far. So what do we do about it? Well, you know, like I said, I don't really know. I haven't got the answers. I don't think rolling the ball back is an option, although I think the ball has the biggest difference, really. The golf ball, when it changed to Pro V1 in year 2000, I think that made a big difference to everybody because the golf ball went further and still spun lots like the old Bellata golf ball did. So I think that's a big difference. But are we going to roll it back? I don't think we can roll the golf ball back. I don't think we can roll the equipment back. I don't think Callaway, TaylorMade, Ping and all the money that's in the game are going to let that happen. So do they put a stop at the game now? Do they say no, enough is enough? We don't want to go progress anymore with equipment. Again, are Callaway, TaylorMade, Ping going to let the rules officials, the R&A and the USGA do that? I don't think so. There's big business money to be made in golf. I don't think that's going to happen either. There's various arguments. Do we stop letting people tee the ball up? You've got to hit driver off the ground and things like that, changing that way to stop them hit it so far. Really, the best golfers in the world have this issue. They only play, let's say, 50 tour events on the US PGA Tour, 50 tour events on the European Tour. They play at a very small minority of golf courses. Do we need to change the whole of golf just for, like Rory said, that 0.01% that only play at these 0.01% of golf courses that are built for the massive hitters that they are? No. Okay, they can't go and play Sunningdale, which is a fantastic old golf course because they now hit the ball too far, and Sunningdale haven't got the room to expand. That is a real shame. Some of these old golf courses, it is a shame, but we can still go and enjoy them. They're still fantastic golf courses, and okay, they can't have the big televised events there because the best players in the world will go and shoot 30 under for 4 rounds or something like that. But, you know, that's part of it. Or ultimately change the par for them. So, you know, anything below 300 yards is a par 3. Anything between 300 and 550 yards is a par 4 for those guys. Anything over 550 yards is a par 5 for them. So just change the par. All the par is a made-for-TV figure. It's still ultimately who can shoot the best lowest score over 72 holes in their case will win. Doesn't matter what the par is, doesn't matter what the golf course is, short, long, it's the best, best score over 4 rounds wins the day, and they are the best golfer of the week. Doesn't matter where you play it, doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you do with par, it's still the added total shots at the end of the day, isn't it? So we're still the best players in the world will still win, no matter what you do with the golf courses or the equipment generally. But let's have a little experiment, let's have a bit of play. I'm going to have a bit of fun, right? Here I've got the oldest club that I can find. I haven't got any Persimmon Woods. I don't know what happened to my old Persimmon Woods, but I did learn to play with Persimmon clubs. I've got an old Callaway Big Bertha, one of the first big-headed drivers, although actually, compared to modern days, it's not too big, as you can see. But this is one of the first bigger metal-headed drivers, remember it well. It's got a steel shaft. Graphite wasn't still that popular then. So it's still the Big Bertha. This one's about, let me say, 30 years old, I would say, this driver. So just coming onto the market as the Persimmon was dying out, sort of thing. So we're going to have a go with the Callaway Big Bertha driver. I've also got a very old golf ball. One of the 1.62-inch golf balls, a tiny golf ball. Yes, it's old, obviously, and a bit battered and bruised. It's an old Top Flight. Can we see that? Old Top Flight on there. Don't know if we can see that in the light, but it's an old Top Flight. It's the old 1.62-inch golf ball. Let's see how far I can hit this, shall we? It should be a bit of fun. Let's see. We know my driver with my new TaylorMade Sim 2 driver goes 280 yards, give or take. Let's see what we can do with the Callaway Big Bertha driver that was built 25, 30 years ago, along with a golf ball that's probably 50, 60 years old, I should think, yeah? So obviously it's going to affect performance because the golf ball is so old. But let's have a go with it, shall we? Let's have a bash. Let's see what happens with it. First things first, going to need a smaller tee peg. Head's not so big, smaller tee peg. So first of all, another big difference straight away is the length of the club. Look, both clubs on the ground, new driver, old driver, good 2-inch difference there. So let's have a go with it. That's the biggest thing. You can feel the weight in it a lot heavier, so it won't be able to swing it as fast as a really modern driver. Let's have a go and see how far it goes. Well, hit it pretty straight and absolutely nailed it, to be honest. 214 yards carry, 233 yards total. Not bad. Not bad. Right, So let's do a combination. Old club, new ball. 2, 3, 3. Hit it pretty good as well. Okay. Look at the difference. The ball makes, and that could be down to the age of the ball, because that ball's 60 years old and that one's brand spanking new. But all of a sudden we've gone 2, 3, 5, 2, 6, 2, carry. Golf ball has a huge, huge, huge effect. Let's go. Modern day driver, old golf ball. Let's give that a go. Hit it pretty good. Wow, there we go. So, modern club, old golf ball. 249 carry, 279 total. So can't be the old golf ball, because that's just as gone. Now let's do last comparison. New golf ball, new driver, modern equipment. Let's have a go with that. Okay, little bit of a difference, but let's have a look at the numbers. There we have the numbers. So first one, driver was old driver, old golf ball, 213, 233 total. Really hit that quite well, actually came bang out in the middle. You can see it spun a little lot. Second one was old driver, new golf ball. Went obviously a lot further. Then the one that interested me was new driver, modern driver, old golf ball. Look, that really went very, very well. Far less backspin on it, look, yeah? That's probably the key there. And then with the last one, modern equipment, modern golf ball, only of a 3-yard difference compared with the new golf ball and the old golf ball. Interesting, strike wasn't nearly as good, 146 ball speed, obviously there. So just a rough comparison, did go a little bit left as well, yeah? So interesting stuff there. So you can certainly see that old golf ball and old driver combination did not work. But any other combination did seem to work. So my very, very brief experiment there does show that modern technology has moved an awful lot, be it golf ball, driver or both. Primarily it's both. There's lots of components that are making the golf ball go further these days than probably what they did 30 years ago, yeah? Okay, clearly there's about a 40-yard difference there, okay? That's probably down to, yeah, technology and the golf ball, yeah? So 40 yards in 50 years is quite a yard a year, I always say, is always the technology gain, okay? So, but lots of things are contributing to that. Golfers these days are far more athletic. They hit the gym a lot more. The sports science to make what golfers are strong, okay, and maintain their flexibility is so much better. Golfers always tend to be strong. Jack Nicklaus was a big fat lad when he first came out tour. Like I said, bombed it a long way. But the old adage of, yeah, you can't bulk up too much because you'll lose your flexibility, that's gone by the window now, because there are golf-specific exercises that make them strong in the right areas whilst maintaining their flexibility, a la Bryson DeChambeau, okay? So, yeah, fitness, there are proper athletes now, really, okay? Also, the launch monitors have given us more understanding of how to hit the golf ball longer now. It was all a bit of a guesswork before, a lot of experimentation, but no factual evidence. Now we have factual evidence thanks to the launch monitor. They tell us what is going on with the golf club and what is going on with the golf ball. And that data enables us to, to turn that into sports science and try and figure out how we hit the golf ball further, okay? By hitting up on the golf ball, by putting less spin on the driver is the big difference to hitting drivers these days, okay? Plus the fact the golf clubs are so much more forgiving now, so they can just try and swing as hard as they can, 100%, and still know that even an off-centre hit really will still get them out there a long way, okay? So all those combinations, ball, club, physique, launch monitors, all add up to hitting that ball further. Does that mean we need to change golf because that 0.01% hit the golf ball a long way? No, I don't believe so. You know, the whole part of fun of golf is trying to improve, is trying to do what the guys do on telly. I know we don't always do it, but there's always that one shot around that thinks, yeah, actually, I can do what they can do, apart from they do it 99% of the time. Okay, so on that note, I hope you enjoyed my video. Gone on a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. What else have you got to do apart from listen to me at home? Yeah, the wife, the husband, maybe, yeah. All right, thanks very much for watching. Take care. Hopefully, fingers crossed, not too much longer now. Bye-bye.